Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of building a self-sustaining peat farm. And in this episode, this video, we're going to be making, picking up where we left off, which was, we just finished making machine make peat, which we're yet to actually harvest any of, which is a little odd, considering, oh, that's right, we didn't power. See, look at this, noob. This up here, we didn't actually power the harvesting turret. That'd be why we got no peat. So, that's all that good and well and good. Now to set up the fertilizer creation. And it seems as though the machine over here has actually stopped. So it's currently running PeatBog Earth. Not quite sure why that stopped, probably because I disconnected and unloaded the chunk. So you may want to put a world anchor somewhere near here if you expect the code to keep running when you're not here. And look at all that beautiful peat pouring in. Churches is in the nether, trying to get lava. Have fun, buddy. That place is a nightmare. And once more, I have forgotten to grab a screwdriver. I grabbed everything else. So I'm just gonna... This needs to go here. Transposer needs to go there. Is it around the right way? Yes, it is. Should see the small hole in this gap. See it just there. And on the other side of the iron chest here, we need crafting bench. You can use normal chests for this, but I just prefer the iron chests. Have a bit more room. And then we have this guy. And we have a powered furnace. And behind this guy, in the wall here, we have another iron chest. Then we have another transposer. And it is facing the right way. Thank you. Then we have wrong type of pipe, Rusty. One of them. One of them. It needs to be rotated. It's facing the wrong way. This big mouth should be facing the back of the transposer. And then this guy comes out into the top of this guy. Now we need to do some wiring. So remember before I said we'd be taking off from the side of this lava over here? I wasn't joking, by the way. I actually ran mine down the side of the lava, but I'm not going to here. I just don't want to deal with the messy lava going everywhere. I'm going to knock a bit more of this out than I actually need. So this guy here actually, this might be a bit of an issue. This block breaker, transposer here, needs to be powered with a magenta cable. Make sure it's the magenta. No other one's going to work. Computer's not programmed to use any other cable. So now that we've got that out of the way, we can look at doing this guy over here. So we don't need any of this at the moment. We need pink, cyan, and light grey. And we also need that toggle latch. Now, please, red power, place the toggle latch facing the right way. And no. I said please, and you're just not nice to me. Why? Sigh. Grab ourselves a screwdriver so we can rotate this. And this way is the way it should be. And make sure you flick the lever so it's away from the starting position. So the pink one is going to go into the transposer, cyan is going to go into the side there, and the light gray is going to go at the bottom to reset it. Now we've just got to connect all this up with bundled cable, and that's the item counter done. Voila! So we're nearly done actually already, believe it or not. Decorate this along here with some blocks. Don't need any of those, although we do need to provide power to this guy. So let's just dig down, and I believe the power cable is just over here somewhere. Yep, here it is. We can run it up like so, and we're all good. This guy's now got power. He's starting to build up. Now we need to configure his outputs and inputs. So blue slot is currently active on top, which is what we want. So this is the blue slot on top. This side here needs to be orange. This side needs to be nothing, nothing, and nothing. All done. He's now going to turn any peat he gets sent into ash and put it in here. The computer's going to handle making sand over here, putting it into here, and stealing it into this chest to craft the ash. So, fertilizer I mean, derp. So let's set the recipe in the auto crafting table. If I can open it. Sand, and we need some ash. And we get fertilizer. Okay, so now for the last part, we just need to give the fertilizer somewhere to go. So we need a redstone engine, a wooden pipe, power supply, which of course doesn't want to be easy. Why doesn't it? It's 'cause it's on the wall. And apparently we can't do that. Can't do that either. Now if I just had some red alloy on me, which I do, I can do that. Right, so it's going to pump anything it can make out of that. Now it just needs some transport pipe. You may want to use some gold here somewhere. Now, see, the problem is I can't pipe it out there because it's going to get back into there, and I don't want it in there. So how we fix that is with some sandstone pipe. Transport pipe, of course. We can actually use some gold pipe now to speed things up. Again, it looks like it's going to go in there, but it won't actually go that because the machine won't accept it. And over here, we can have finished fertilizer chest. So all the fertilizer is going to end up there. I think the only thing we need to do now, I think, is sit back and... oh no, we need to make the fertilizer actually go into the start of the counting system. So let's just quickly do that. Some cotton pipe here to speed things up. we can actually use some stone pipe. Do this a better way. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Iron transport. Come on, where's the stone? Should do it a bit like this. Oh, it is going to come out the bottom. I didn't know if it would. I was going to connect it to the side as well, but if it wants to come out the bottom, it's fine. I know that the PeatBog will not put dirt out the bottom, which is why it's also connected to the side. And by doing that, we avoid the use of a diamond pipe. So originally when I first started designing, I had to use a diamond pipe, and then I worked out that the PeatBog would not put dirt out the bottom. I had the pipe disconnected at the bottom there, and the dirt wasn't coming out. So I hooked up a second pipe for the dirt, and that removed the need for a diamond pipe to control which was going what direction, which is a bonus. Okay, so that's that all connected now, and a lot of this room's still empty, but now that you have your peat supplied, you may want to put a workshop or something like that in here to power your machines. So there's plenty of room for that. And I think that's about everything. You don't need that. And if I had some covers on me, which I don't, I could just run around and tidy everything up. And then I'll put the machine into PeatBog mode rather than bog earth, and it will start to make fertilizer. So of course you can run along here and do all the fancy little tidy work to make everything look nice. It's not necessary, but it can be done. I'm a little upset about having to run this pipe out here, but that was as a result of having the deployer under there and doing a really simple system for the deployer, and I just thought it was worth it. Okay, so now, see, we've just been counting dirt and doing batches. Turn him off, and the computer will go into a sleep mode, waiting for the leader to return. So now I need to terminate the program, which is Control and T. You need to hold it. LS, make sure we've got the program on here. And we can run, now we can run PeatBog. And let's now leave it on. So we should now begin to count the peat that's in here, which is 8, which is just enough. So hopefully once it counts to 8, you can see it. This is a little bit more laggy for me. You should see it make a sound and transport it over. So the only thing that's a little bit bad with what I've done in the video tutorial here, which is probably my only mistake, is trying to use those Stirling engines to power this. That didn't work out so well. But I'm sure you guys are capable of putting in a different motor, or engine, I should say. And if you're having trouble with that, I'm sure there's plenty of other tutorials to help. I'm a really big fan of thermal expansion, and I'd like to express my gratitude to the guy that designed it, because this configuration menu tab here, brilliant idea. The best thing I've ever seen. It makes everything so simple. I really wish many of the other mods would look at what he's done and do something similar, because it saves looking on the wiki to see which side this comes out or which side this comes out on. And it's 100% flexible. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. So hopefully What are we up to in the count-wise here? 4 peat, 5 peat. It is entirely possible to remove this spam out of the screen if you wanted to, or even make it look a little bit neater in the middle of the screen or something, rather than instead of spamming you now have. It might be something I do later on, but not right now. Excuse me, I was eating my lunch in between recording. So we don't have any fertilizer yet, so that's a good start. So I wanted to record this. Might actually do a little bit on the end of this video too. Because I built both these farms in creative, and this is actually a survival server, I need to destroy them. So I think we can put some destruction on the end of this video. Yes! I really like that dynamite I was playing with before. As I said, I'm still new to Feed the Beast and in the Minecraft pack, and he started playing with Buildcraft. I've only ever played with Red Power before, so Buildcraft's all new to me. So it's forestry and thermal expansion, all new, and I've learned how to use most of it and built this in about 3 days since starting. So just a little bit nerdy. I tend to read too much. I have never coded Lua before, and I managed to code that program there with some help with some tutorials. I watched some assembling on functions, and a little bit of direwolves on while loops and for loops. And that helped me out a great deal. Neither of them covered the advanced using of arguments in the functions yet, I don't think, at this point in time, but I was able to work that out from previous Visual Basic and Expression 2 coding. So I was able to pick up the whole coding language in Lua pretty quickly. I think we should have some fertilizer now. Yes, we've actually made 2 lots. So there you go, it all works. It makes fertilizer as promised. Apparently powered by coal, but you can process that fertilizer further and make fuel for engines.